The U.S. says that while Israeli efforts to increase aid into Gaza are welcome, it may not be enough. Secretary of State Antony Blinken spoke about the issue earlier today at a NATO summit in Brussels.
The real test is results, and that's what we're looking to see in the coming days and in the coming weeks. Is the aid effectively reaching people who need it throughout Gaza? Do we have a much better system for deconfliction and coordination so that the humanitarian workers, the folks who are delivering the aid, can do it safely and securely? All of these things are critical.
And in his phone call with Prime Minister Netanyahu, President Biden warned for the first time that U.S. support of Israel is not unconditional. Weijia Jiang has details from the White House. Weijia, good morning.
Good morning to you, Anne-Marie. Until now, President Biden has really resisted mounting calls for the U.S. to either limit or condition military support of Israel. But in what the White House describes as a candid and frank conversation, he made several requests to Prime Minister Netanyahu, and he called for an immediate ceasefire. President Biden requested those humanitarian corridors to Gaza be opened during a tense 30-minute phone call with Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, marking a sharp shift in its handling of the war in Gaza. The Biden administration now says U.S. support of Israel as it takes on Hamas is not guaranteed.
If there are not changes to their approach, it is very likely we're going to change our approach.
The White House said Biden made clear that U.S. policy with respect to Gaza will be determined by Israel's immediate action to increase the flow of humanitarian aid and to protect innocent civilians and aid workers.
The risk to aid workers is unacceptable, so there has to be tangible steps.
Delaware Senator Chris Coons, a close confidant of Biden's, is among a growing number of Democrats who are now open to imposing new conditions on military aid.
Tell me about why this is a turning point for you and other members of Congress.
I've never expressed before these last few weeks a willingness to condition aid, and it is on these narrow conditions. If Netanyahu were to go ahead without making any provision for getting civilians out of harm's way, for providing humanitarian aid in this unique circumstance where you've got 1 million civilians who've relocated to Rafah because Israel told them that's where they could go safely. That has reluctantly brought me to this point.
The administration continues to warn Israel that any kind of major assault on the city of Rafah would be a mistake. On the Republican side, House Speaker Mike Johnson is also reacting to the president's phone call with Netanyahu, posting that Biden should be giving those ultimatums to Hamas instead, which of course continues to refuse the release of Israeli and American hostages. Anne-Marie?
Well, speaking of that, you spoke to John Kirby this morning. What did he tell you about the IDF report?
Well, he said that they still have to go through it very finely because it did just come out a few hours ago. But I think what's interesting, Anne-Marie, is that he is not calling, the White House is not calling for any kind of independent investigation to verify and to validate whatever is in this report. Whereas Senator Coons, who we just heard from, is, along with other lawmakers, because they want to make sure that whatever the IDF is claiming as putting forth is accurate. He also said that even though, he mentioned yesterday that he wanted Israel to act within hours and days, that is just showing action, right? Introducing those proposals of what they plan to do. But just as Secretary Blinken mentioned a bit ago in your program, John Kirby also said what really matters is going to be if that has an impact, how it's executed, and the administration has not attached a deadline for that, for when they want to see these real changes. But of course, they will be following up and making sure there is some kind of progress, Anne-Marie.
Right. It's a great point. It's one thing to open up sort of more aid corridors, but if it doesn't result in more trucks getting in or more aid getting to the people in need, then it's not remedying the problem at all.
That's right.
Sorry, Weijia, thank
And
you.
Anne-Marie, I
Yes.
do want to also mention that the other part of this is, of course, the president's call for an immediate ceasefire so that hostages can get out, because
Yes.
one of the other main messages during the call was we have to get a deal done. And to that end, we can report that CIA Director Bill Burns is headed to the region, to Egypt in the coming days to try to broker negotiations.
All right, Weijia, thank you.